what do you think the hardest aspect of that job was, man? As far as you dealing with so many personalities in LA, was the gang shit a big? Because you was pushing gangster rap.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, you can't deal in gangster rap without dealing with gangs, and there was some pressure and things like that at times. But I mean, everybody, if you're just cool, just explain it out. People, when you said like there ain't no normal motherfuckers around,
right?
Like we was just normal motherfuckers. So if you came up and you kicked it, you realize that we're just real. It's just now radio has got this funny shit. And just people in general, after the COVID and the Zoom shit and all this kind of shit, nobody fucks with anybody, so they don't communicate, and the shit gets fucked up. What you were saying earlier about another thing that I'd like to just say is the storytelling and the songwriting fucking sucks these days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I would listen to some of the stuff, I'm like, well, what the fuck would I play? You know what I mean? Because it's like you got verses that don't have nothing to do with the hooks. You have hooks that have nothing to do with the verses. You have two verses on some songs. One verse, I mean, it.
You know what that is to me, man, is that...
Bad mentorship.
Yeah, bad mentorship, and nobody is actually being produced today.
Yeah.
Because what happened is, you get a dude that buy a beat online, and that beat may already have a hook on it. They just think the hook sound fly. They not gonna try to write around the hook or nothing like that. They just go throw a verse, they go email it to get their homie on there, they go bug the shit out of 8, see if they can get a verse from him on there. And it's just like there's no continuity to the records anymore.
I asked a new artist, and this will blow you away. I asked a new artist the other day, has anyone ever vocal produced you? And he said, what's vocal production? You know what I mean? Like,
it don't sound, you know what it is, man, today? It's like this.
Hey, Tim.
See, hey, you know how you talk about nobody want to be the normal motherfucker? And this is the biggest thing I saw, man, because I went, after I stopped, doing music, which I never really did, I got a publishing deal. And so I was working as an A&R, they wound up hiring me as an A&R for the publishing company, and the biggest thing I learned is that people want to be famous, right? I would meet a lot of groups, because when you could give deals, it's a headache, man. I would get people coming to the office, right? And when I first got the job, I would really entertain all that. You know what I mean? I thought it's my job, right? So I'm listening to everybody. I would meet somebody, and the manager, I'd be thinking, damn, the manager should be the rapper. He just got more of that, you know what I'm saying, the swagger. You meet the rapper is sometimes horrible, sometimes they got some good shit, they got some bad shit. So what I started doing is I started really telling motherfuckers the truth, dog. It don't make you popular, but I wouldn't go waste no more of my time. I'd tell them, man, this ain't it. This ain't it. And it would be times to where I did get I would be mining for gold and find some stuff. That's how I found a kid from Dallas that did ice cream paint job.
Oh, wow.
And that wound up being my first platinum record, because it was like I had a dude that sent some demos in and some beats, right? And he had this one kid, I forget the Doro. He was making some records with this kid named Doro in his apartment down in Dallas. And so I was like, I flew him out here, and we wound up being able to do a deal, and it wound up blowing up, wound up becoming one of the biggest songs in the country.
Wow.
Wound up becoming one of the biggest things in the country. But I think there's definitely nowadays, man.
It's some selfish motherfuckers now. I'm just saying that, people just don't give people shots like that.
Well, you know what? I didn't know no better back then. That shit giving people shots eventually wound up costing me my damn job.
Oh. I did that shit all day.
You feel what I'm saying? So, Mizza, I know you hold...
but the times was different. Yeah. You get me? Giving a motherfucker a shot back in our time was a motherfucker who was really, going to a studio and getting molded and crafted and being able to follow niggas like 8 or Snoop or Dre or the forefathers before him.
You said the key word, craft.
Today motherfuckers are just trendy. They want to do whatever is trendy or whatever they feel is going to get them a lot of clicks or a lot of streams, and I can go buy me $100,000 chain, and a lot of niggas, the subject matters became one-sided. I'm talking about hustling some money, popping some pills, and fucking some bitches. And the younger generation got a hold of that, and it was like, oh, we finna run with this shit. Fuck it. Nigga, money, my Bentley, my Rolls, nigga, we pour or whatever we drinking, and yo bitch or yo nigga. You get me? That's what rap became. Like you said, there was no substance. You get me?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers might hate on a Run DMC or Slick Rick and shit, but you
Those
get
were
me?
songs.
And that's the difference today. I said, motherfuckers don't. Yeah, you can rap, motherfucker, but can you make a song?
Well, you know the biggest thing you said though, A, is that you stayed in your own lane. That was one of the things I respected about certain. I got a certain group of artists that I hold up there like as the kind of like the pantheon. It's Scarface,
Yeah.
it's MC8, it's Cool G Rap, and it's kind of like a toss up between them other two. I got like probably like 2 or 3 more. It's the dude from the Roots. What's my boy?
Black Thought.
Black Thought from the Roots. I got Crooked Eye up there, you know, to his esteem. There's certain people that I don't want to hear commercial stuff from. I just want to hear them do what they do. You feel what I mean? Do you think that in this era, it seems like guys like that can kind of flourish? Do you think it's actually a need for radio nowadays?
I think radio is all fucked up. I think it hasn't evolved. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, as it stands right now, it's the only media that has not made the jump to the phone. There's no app. It's not, you know, iHeart needs to be completely, I mean, the redundant costs in iHeart is what's killing iHeart. I mean, they spend, what, $8 billion to make 2, you know, some weird stuff like that. I mean, there's ways to evolve it, and it just hasn't been done yet.
Yeah, you just go get me an 8 just fucked off.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good, man, but that's what we do. We talk. We don't do no censorship.
Sorry,
man.
Oh, yeah, no, we good.
No, you telling the truth. We don't censor nothing, man, because
But I've always thought differently. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but, you know, I mean, I made gangster rap the pop.
do
You know what I mean?
do
I know what works and what doesn't.
because being from L.A., right? Me and Glasses had this conversation all the time. Glasses, you know, on the West Coast, gangbanging is a part of the culture. It's just what it is. You know, when I first came out here, I found out I had certain friends who's like uncles, mama, everybody from the same neighborhood. They were always from the same, you know, it's like a family tradition almost, right?
Right.
And you would never know because you look at this dude's mom, like nice older lady, and she used to be, you know, she from the hood though.
Yeah.
She from the neighborhood. And Glasses told me one day it's almost impossible for someone from LA to make it as a rapper that don't belong to somewhere. And he said that's why you see so many people that's not necessarily hood orientated, but they've latched on to somebody or somebody don't latched on to them, and now they kind of claiming that hood. But it's almost on some acting shit.
Well, rap is a street-based artist expression thing. I mean, it comes from that. So if it's not organic from that and people don't co-sign it and say what he's saying is real and accurate, then it doesn't grow. And that's where radio is fucked up right now, is all these programmers and everybody, they don't have any connection to the street. They don't have little homies. They don't have all of these things around them to where they can hear what's coming up. You know, they're just figuring out right now there's a Lefty Gunplay. Well, 8 months ago, Bams was listening to Lefty Gunplay, and I could have told you that shit was a hit.
Well, you know, even
You know what I mean? Like-
even what they doing with the Chicano brothers now, right? With the Mexican homies,
Yeah.
right? They want to have a representation up there, but none of it is authentic. Everything is so plastic and phony to where they almost go get the saccharine version of this. I'm gonna go get the saccharine version of that. And I think it's a travesty, dog. Outside of Big Boy, there are no other black people in radio. Not in LA, unless I'm missing something.
Well, I mean, oh, go ahead.
I question that a lot too. To be a place where and like I said, not to be discriminating against the essays or the Asians or whoever participates in this thing we call hip hop. but it was a foundational. It was a black foundation for hip hop when it started here, with K-Day, Greg Mack, like you said, Uncle Jam's Army. That was the foundation of West Coast music, and it's crazy that out of all these decades of great black hip hop artists, that we don't have but Big Boy on the radio representing, especially for a place like K-Day.
And you know what's funny about it though? Big Boy is the face, right? He's the face. He don't really break no records. As crazy as that sound, am I correct?
Well, but the head of the iHeart out here is Doc, and Doc is black.
Yeah, I know that, but a lot of people don't know that. What I'm talking about is people that you can actually see.
Oh, okay.
People
Well,
that
I don't
you
know
can
if what
know-
artists have access to Doc or not.
You know, people that you can actually see. And the average person out here that ain't in the business probably don't even know who the fuck Doc is. Shout out to Doc. You know what I mean? But,
Exactly.
But they probably don't know who he is. What I'm talking about, man, and even for because I can't speak for the Mexican people, right? But even for them, there's so many dope-ass Mexican artists that don't get played because they're giving them a saccharine version of it. I even think that the shit that Kool-Aid had back in the day was dope.
Pocos Pero
The
Locos.
Pocos Pero Locos shit. That shit was dope because it was authentic. It was real, right?
Yep.
And to be real with you, I don't even know why we gotta have classifications of shit like that. Just put music out there. I think once you start classifying shit as something, that's when you open up the room for bullshit. How come? Because I'm pretty sure, because I got a lot of essay partner rappers like you do too, right?
Definitely.
I guarantee you, if you hit Mr. Criminal, Lefty Gunplay, that they want to be identified as just a rapper. Let me just be a rapper. Why they got to be the Mexican rapper?
Man, you're gonna get me started on a whole.
Man, let's get started. What I got you up
because
here
what
for.
I'm
Keep it
saying,
real.
you know, you said something.
But I think
Am I
that
being honest, my man?
But I think that I don't, like I said, I think they, you know, sometimes they want to be identified as, you know, like, I don't know if just saying I'm a rapper, because just saying I'm a rapper, like, that puts you in the category of all the other sorry motherfuckers who ain't rapping good. That to me puts you in a, you know, like we representing our, you get me?
And that's dope. Ain't nothing wrong with, see, I'm not talking about the cultural representation, right?
Right.
I'm talking about just the whole thing, right? We just only go play y'all in this time slot or during this thing. I think it's dope. I remember when Lil Rob came with Summer Nights.
Look,
That was a smash record across every motherfucking thing it is. I didn't give a fuck who you was. You couldn't hate on that record.
yeah, I did that one. I brought it. I broke that one.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, you know. But you feel
Art
what I'm
Fingers
saying?
brought that to me.
But you feel what I'm saying, though?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, let's just have it somehow, because to me, I'm not talking about the cultural thing. I think you're supposed to represent your culture. I'm with Lil Asa, you know?
Right.
I'm with all
Well,
that shit. But
I hit it on the head. It was when we started this thing, or back then, it was for the love of the music, and it was the craft, and it wasn't the biggest thing in the world. So all of these white executives and Wall Street and all that kind of stuff weren't in our mix. Now all these publicly traded companies own all the radio stations, own all the record companies. The liquor company Seagram's, when they bought Universal, was the beginning of the end of music people in music. It became corporate. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, now you've got all these white executives running radio that have been living off what we did 20 years ago. You know what I mean? And the gas tank is empty.
and that's what I mean right there. But you just said it right there.
You know what I mean?
It's time. I don't got nothing against Jimmy Steele,
Hit the
but it's time for them to go. After a while, man, change is always necessary, Mizzy. Change is always necessary.
But does it happen though?
No, what
Because
happens
when you
is
have
these white
when you
executives-
have somebody in that position, just like with everything, you get me? Of course, change should happen, and there should be more black NFL football coaches, and there should be. But at the end of the day, does it really?
And it don't happen. And
There's
I'm
budget cuts. It ain't gonna be Jimmy Steele.
And I'm gonna tell
it's
you
gonna
this.
be the talent.
And I'm gonna tell you this right here, right? I don't give a fuck if a motherfucker is black, green, or whatever, as long as they from the culture, bro. As long as a motherfucker is at least from the culture to have enough common sense to say, okay, I'm going to play this Lil Rod record. Okay, I'm going to invite Suge up to the, just shit that's common sense. Because when you're not from culture, you're not from the culture, you're not going to exercise shit in the common sense.
Considered like shit when back in my days, when Kid Frost came out, I didn't go, oh nigga, that's a Mexican rapper. I just went, that nigga hard.
That's what I'm
When
saying.
Cypress Hill came out, I didn't
Exactly.
go, oh, them some essay
Exactly.
niggas from Moonty Moon. I said, man, that shit is hard. You get so. To me, it's all about the music you put out. Whether you black, whether you whatever, shit, you can be white. I mean, shit, if you just put out some good, hard, decent shit, we don't categorize it as, oh, that's a white motherfucker, or that's a black motherfucker, or them niggas go, nigga, that record hard as a motherfucker. That's what I go.
This Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes. If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Gangster Chronicles, this is